Hey there, I am so excited to share with you a little bit more about Lemongrass Spa. So, whether you have never heard of Lemongrass Spa before, or maybe you have been using the products for a long time and you just want a little bit of a refresher, hopefully you will find some nuggets in this video to just help you know why I love Lemongrass Spa and why I choose to continue to work with them. So, I used to be totally like against direct sales and very judgy. And I used to think it was, a big, huge scam and products are overpriced and blah, 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 all the things, right? But in 2016, I stumbled on Lemongrass Spa. And I remember thinking like, wow, like I love how all of their products smell so good, but they were also natural, and I just loved their branding. Like I loved the way that they had like the labels looked and everything. And I don't know why, but I was just really drawn to this company. And I think it was the atmosphere of the party probably that I was at. Like it was just very relaxed and we were just pampering ourselves. And like never before have I ever been to a direct sales party where I just feel so how would you say, where I feel so inspired. I felt inspired. That would be the right word. Um, and I also came away thinking like, man, like I could see myself doing this. This sounds really fun. Like I wouldn't feel like I'm asking people to come and not giving them anything in return for their time and for their attention. And so anyway, I decided to join Lemongrass Spa after my husband and I moved from Montana to Pennsylvania. So we were literally in Pennsylvania for like 2 weeks before I joined. So it was kind of crazy. Looking back, like I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I was like, oh, maybe this will take off. Maybe it won't. Like maybe I'll make enough money so that I'll have like a little bit of extra income so that I can decorate my house the way that I want to, make it really cute and fun without feeling guilty that I'm dipping into our budget. Not like we had a budget, but anyway. So got started with lemongrass, and it took off in my community here. And looking back, I always try to figure out like, okay, what was it that made this just explode? And I think it was a variety of things. I hope anyway, the women at the parties that I did there in the beginning felt the same thing I did, and I hope they felt inspired. I know in the beginning I talked a lot about skincare or about self-care and why it's important to be feminine and to celebrate our femininity, and ways that we can do that. Yes, it's definitely not just with skincare, but that is a big part of being a woman, is taking care of our appearance. And yes, before anybody, judges me and everything, I do realize that there is, you can quickly cross over from self-care into vanity. So I understand that. I think we probably all struggle with knowing where the line is with all of that. But for me personally, I really enjoy pampering myself. I think it's a fun part of being a woman, and I love helping other women do the same. There's nothing that I love more than seeing a woman light up with like, oh my goodness, like I didn't realize that works that way, and like feeling so confident in the new skills that she has acquired, whether it's in skincare or makeup or whatever. Anyway, so I'm rambling now. You guys want to hear about lemongrass, not about me, but this is part of my journey. And I was just talking to my husband today, and I was like, sometimes I feel like almost bad for like not talking more about the ingredients, because I personally feel like, yes, like I love that our ingredients are clean, and I love that I can trust, what the company is putting into the products and everything. And I love that we disclose our ingredients, all of them. But I honestly love the company. Like I love the CEO and her husband. I love what they stand for. I love the overall, I don't like to really use the word vibe, but that's kind of what I mean. Like I love the overall atmosphere of this company. And that honestly is why I absolutely love representing Lemongrass Spa. I also really enjoy business, and I have seen the way that Heidi and Brian, which if you don't know, Heidi and Brian Least are the ones who started Lemongrass Spa. They are still the president and CEO. It was actually really neat because Heidi Least started making products in her basement when she was pregnant with her second daughter, and because she wanted safe skincare for her family. So she started making these in her basement, like just very down to earth, started making these products, started selling them to friends. And I think, yes, she did start selling them in like little boutiques and shops like that. But she quickly found that skincare works, or it sells best if people can try them first. So that is why they opted to go with a direct sales model for their business. And at the time, Brian actually had a very successful career. I forget what he was doing. There's actually a podcast where Heidi was interviewed by somebody that she shares like their whole story. It's so neat. But anyway, it came to the place where they needed to make a decision, like, are they going to be hiring somebody to do all of this stuff that Heidi no longer had time to do, or is Brian going to come home and help run this business? So they kind of took a leap of faith, and Brian came home and they started working this business together, and it just exploded. She said in the beginning it was hard to explain to people, why Brian would leave the successful business or his successful job and come home to run this business that, a lot of people don't understand what direct sales is. And so, all of that stuff. But she said it was a very good decision, obviously. And that was 18 years ago. I think it was 2011. Yes, 19 years ago. And they have been doing it ever since. At that time, they actually still lived in Colorado, but eventually moved to Tarpon Springs, Florida. And that is where our production and everything is, which leads me to how the products are made. So they're actually made in the United States of America, which is so important to me. And they are just amazing. I have been able to tour our shipping department, and it's just really neat. And I love the culture within Lemongrass, like even just the way they treat their employees. They usually have like an employee of the month, and we got to meet like the staff that like create the products. And I honestly think that is what makes me feel so connected with Lemongrass, is I feel like I know the faces behind like who are making these products. So they make them there at the production department, and if you notice on the bottom of your product, it will be a date stamp, and that is actually the date that the product was made, which is really neat. And so like I've had products ship the same day they were made, like so fresh. And I love that because our products don't contain a lot of harsh ingredients like that preserve them and stuff. So it's important to have as fresh of a product as possible. Otherwise, like you would need to keep your product in the fridge. So they use like a food grade preservative in some of our products, like the water-based products, to keep them from molding. But they do choose to use ones that are, if you are familiar with the EWG list, if not, you should check it out. But that kind of gives you an idea of like the different ingredients and, how high they rate versus how low they rate. Anyway, you can look it up. It gives you more information on that. But anyway, so they're all handmade fresh in the United States, and we have a 60-day exchange policy, which is also something I really love. So let's say you get something, you're like, oh, I just don't like the smell, or maybe you get a certain makeup product and it's not like the right shade. It's so easy to exchange it. The other thing about our company, kind of moving away from the product part, is we are debt free, which I am so proud of that, because I just feel like Heidi and Brian have had so many good business practices, and I feel like it has really paid off in me being able to be more confident. Like they are very, very transparent with their field of consultants. And so I don't know, I feel like that contributes to the whole family atmosphere as well. But anyway, back to the products. I feel like bunny trail here, but I'm doing my best to like share this with you as if you were sitting in my living room and just listening to me talk, because I don't know, like I feel sometimes like it's hard for me to articulate everything that I want to say, but if I can picture you guys like sitting here with me, makes it a lot easier. Another thing that's really cool that I love about Lemongrass is we are fragrance free. That doesn't mean that our products do not have a scent. It just means that they are not scented with anything that is not, they're only scented with organic essential oils and plant and botanical extracts. So no synthetic fragrances. And a lot of people don't realize that, when something says fragrance on the bottle, like that's all they have to disclose is just fragrance or perfume. But there are so many ingredients within that particular solution. So a lot of fragrances or perfumes will have formaldehyde in them. And that is what we use to embalm dead bodies. So, not something we necessarily want on our bodies, right? So I love that we are fragrance free. We're also cruelty free, which means we don't do testing on animals. A lot of our products are vegan, and I would say most of them are vegan. I think the only ones that aren't are we have like a goat milk and or lavender goat's milk bar soap. I know that's one of them. And then some of our products have honey in them as well, which can't be considered vegan. Also, what I said, they're handmade. So these products, like I watched our body polishes being hand poured into jars while we were there, which was amazing. A lot of our products are organic, and a lot of the ingredients are organic. Now, another thing that you will not find in our product, actually, if you open your catalog, this page right here talks about all the different things that you won't find in our products, but then the next page talks about what you will find in our products, which is really important. So you're not going to find any SLS, parabens, like I said, synthetic fragrance, no sulfates or mineral oil. And I feel like mineral oil is a big one that people don't realize is not beneficial for your skin, because it is a product of the petroleum industry, and it actually really can clog your pores, and it's not great for your skin. Another thing that you will get with your order is one of these toxins to avoid card. And I love this because if you see on the back here, it has all the different like kind of most popular skincare items. So it has like eyeshadow, mascara, foundation, sunscreen, lotion, shampoo, and baby wash. So I wanted to talk about the shampoo and baby wash one because I feel like that's where we really try to be careful, right, with the products that we're using on our children. So the average chemicals in shampoo and baby wash is 15. The most toxic in those is sodium lauryl or sodium lauryl sulfate. And that is because that can actually lead to allergies and immunotoxicity. But then also another one is PEGs. That's another one, that's another chemical that you can find in shampoo and baby wash. And PEGs can actually lead to hormone disruption. And then there's also a couple in there that I can't pronounce that can link to cancer. So it's just really important to be reading the ingredients in whatever product it is that you're putting on your skin. And I just find this card so helpful. So let me think if there's anything else. I think that's everything. Another thing that I love, just coming back to the company as a whole, is like it's a small company. So, when you hear of like companies like Tupperware, Pampered Chef, or like really big direct sales companies, they're talking like 500,000 consultants or more. And Lemongrass has about 7,000 right now. And we are not in another country yet. We're just all in the United States, unless you're military. And then obviously like you're able to still be a consultant even if you are like deployed in another country, as long as you have an APO address. But I love that we are still a small company, and which means big opportunities if you join. And because I don't know, I just feel like we are on the ground floor, and that also helps to just create that family atmosphere a lot too. And so like, I feel like when I have a question, like I can directly talk to like Heidi and Brian. I can send them an email. We can talk on the phone. Like I absolutely love that. And I have just seen them time and time again make such wise decisions for their field, for their company. And I also love that they have Christian values, that they it really shines through in the way that they run their company. I feel like I was going somewhere with that and now I forget. But yeah, love the small company feel. And that was what I was going to say. They allow their consultants to be creative with the way they run their business. So I did not know this before I joined Lemongrass, but there's actually some companies that have policies like against selling online, or against doing like where you like absolutely have to do only in-home parties where you can't do anything online. And I love that Lemongrass Spa celebrates their consultants in the different ways that they choose to run their business, and they encourage creativity. And so I feel like that's given me a lot of room to run my business the way that I want to, which is why I do my monthly Lady of the Month show and why I do like classes in my home versus going and doing in-home parties. I have downline who absolutely love doing that, and that is great, but I love that, you know, we can all be different and it's a lot of fun. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope this I hope you found out a little bit more about Lemongrass Spa through this video. Hopefully I wasn't confusing, and hopefully like I don't know, explained everything. Another thing that I did want to speak to is shipping. I know that there can be so much negativity surrounding shipping charges, and I love Amazon Prime just as much as the next person. But I will say Lemongrass Spa has really tried to keep their shipping costs down. And I know that it can be intimidating thinking like, oh my goodness, like why am I spending, you know, whatever, $6.95 on shipping when I could go get a cheaper product from Amazon and have it shipped for free? Well, first of all, double check the ingredients in that product. And you are still paying for that shipping somewhere. Like obviously Amazon Prime has the yearly charge or whatever. But also, I don't remember where I was going with that. You guys, I am postpartum right now, so I like forget things. But anyway, just remember that you're always paying for shipping somewhere, and shipping rates across the US have gone up consistently in the last however many years. And especially since all of the COVID restrictions and everything as well. So anyway, that was just a weird side note. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry it got kind of long. But if you have any questions ever, just don't forget, you can just shoot me a text message. All right, see ya.